The market data for January is out. The numbers slowed down a little bit. Why is that? We'll talk about that coming up next. What's going on, friends? Welcome to the Buy Big Island market update for January 2021. And as always, we're going to be looking at the data from January of this year versus January of last year and see what kind of trends are going on. And as I said in the intro, there has been a little bit of a slowdown in the numbers versus what we've been seeing the last couple of months. And we'll talk about why that is, or why I think that is anyway. And so getting into the Kona market data, looking at the current units of 56, still above normal average numbers, 22% more than a year ago, but definitely way less than last month, right? So in December, we saw a 97% increase from the amount of units sold from a year ago in December. So definitely a big slowdown there, but everything else was up, right? Dollar volume was up, median price was up 10%. Average days on market fell pretty significantly, 46% to 46 days on market. So we're seeing that if you're watching the market, everything is selling very quickly. And the data reflects that. And then final list of sold price still kind of higher than average at 95%. So things are selling almost at list price. And we're seeing more of that's being drug up by the homes that are selling over asking price. There still are some that sell for under, but it's definitely a pretty high final list of sold price. And the main reason that this is happening, or there's a slowdown in the data, is because there is no inventory. So there are literally like half as many homes. There's normally around 1,000 homes on the market on the Big Island at any given time. And right now there's like 560 or so that are on the market. So about half as many homes. And so obviously the number of homes that are going to sell are going to go down. And so that's the biggest thing, is that inventory is constrained right now. And so that, I think, led to a slowdown a little bit in the number of units sold from a year ago. But that's also driving the condo market. So if you look at the condo market, 43 units sold, which is a 54% increase from a year ago. So the condo market is still very much stronger than the homes market, and definitely a big recovery from a few months ago when the condo market was way down because nobody was here and none of those second home buyers were in town. And so everything else followed that up, right? Huge jump in dollar volume. A median price just up 1%, so about the same as it was a year ago. And then days on market went up, but I think that's mostly because of the condos that are selling now have been on the market a while, because they were not selling at the middle and the end of last year. And so now that they're selling, it's going to drive that average days on market up, because there's going to be a lot that were sitting on the market and now are going under contract and selling. And then final list of sold price 95, so still pretty high. The land all over the place as always in the Kona market, but we'll look at that on the Big Island market next. So if we look at the Big Island market altogether, current units still up 12%, but again, that's driven by the reduction in inventory. So there's just not as many homes to be sold, but the ones that are out there are still selling pretty quickly. And then dollar volume up, median price up, the average days on market down 16% to 76 days. So definitely, we normally see that number closer to 90, but things are selling quicker than average. And then final list of sold price up to 95%. So across the island, we're seeing 95% final list of sold price, which you normally don't see in the more rural areas. A lot of times there is more negotiating room, but things are selling for almost 96% of the sales of the list price. Condo market way up 42%, of course, driven by the Kona market, but that's definitely strong in the Waikoloa areas and other areas of the island. I can tell you in other places like in South Kona, where there's just a couple of condo complexes, there's nothing available in them, and the things that do come up sell pretty quickly. So because of the restrictions or the restraint on inventory in the homes market, the condos are selling quickly, and a lot more condos selling than in normal times. So that led the volume way up 100%, median price up 9%, days on market, again, still driven by a lot of those condos that were sitting on the market for a while, the latter part of last year, now going under contract and selling, has driven that number up, that average days on market up. And then the final listed sold price is 94%, so still around that 95% area. And then as we look at land on the Big Island across the board, 221 units sold, up 59% from a year ago. So huge increase in the number of lots that are selling across the island. That obviously drove dollar volume up. Interesting here that the median price is way down. So a lot of that is telling us that the land that's selling is the lower priced pieces of land, right? So the rural areas where land is, $10,000-$20,000 for an acre, that median price came down pretty significantly because there's more of that selling than the higher end expensive lots. And I can tell you the land inventory is pretty low in general. A lot of the subdivisions, we have a lot of these nice agricultural subdivisions that are gated, and there used to be a lot of inventory in those areas, lots of lots for sale, and there's almost nothing right now for sale. Lots that had sat for years are going under contract and selling. So the inventory on land is getting restrained also pretty much across the board. And we're seeing that. I would expect this number to go down over the next couple of months, because although it's high now, once that inventory all sells, there's not going to be as much to sell, and that number will probably go down. And then final list of sold price, interesting enough, at 90%. So we always see that kind of land number under 90. So that's creeping up a little bit too. So still very busy across the board. Just multiple offers, especially in the homes market. Every day, almost every offer we're making right now has an escalation clause or waiving all kinds of contingencies to try and make the offer stronger, because there's so much competition right now. So it's definitely, as we've been saying, a very good time to sell if you are considering selling. But again, a lot of sellers don't want to sell because they don't have anywhere to go and they don't want to buy in this market. So a lot of stuff going on, very interesting times. But if you have any questions, you can always hit me up in the comments below, or Dylan@buybigisland.com. And if you want any specific information about your area or your home, a home value, always just reach out and we'll get back to you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with the market update next month. Aloha.